Get your fedora and get ready to go search for that lost city of gold.
This is our review of The Quest for El Dorado.
The Quest for El Dorado is a deck building race to the finish style game,
where your goal is to be the first player to reach El Dorado.
The goal of the game is to be the first player to take your meeple from the start line to the City of Gold.
Each player has their own deck that they can draw from, and on their turn, they'll draw 4 cards that they can play.
The cards are color-coded to the different spaces that you can move to. There's green, yellow, and blue. There are also pink cards that can give you special abilities.
You can play your cards to go to the corresponding spots, or you can use it as money to buy other cards.
The first player to reach El Dorado wins the game. When we first unboxed this game, I was a little taken aback because it looks kind of simple. Kind of looks like a game you would have played in the 90s as a kid, something like that. There's only a couple board pieces, some meeples, and some cards. And I was like, how good could this game be?
When we were doing the unboxing, I mean, you look at the box, right? The first thing that caught my eye was the age range. Only 10 to 99 are allowed to play. So if you're 100, nope, not allowed. Also though, just judging a book by its cover, right? I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, okay, looks kind of Legends of the Hidden Temple, maybe some Jumanji, Indiana Jones theming. So I was like, all right, seems a little bit dated, so we'll see.
And then you look at the artwork on the cards. It looks very adventure novel-ish, kind of simple, like Lee said, a little dated, and not really attention-grabbing. So I was a little underwhelmed when we first looked at everything before we started playing.
One thing that I did like is the board pieces. Looks like there's double-sided, they can be arranged differently, so it will vary each game that you play later on slightly, so that could enhance or just, not make it the same boring game every time.
I did like the little meeples though, the little Indiana Jones. I thought those were cute, so I did appreciate those. Once we started playing, that's when this game totally turned around for me because I really got into the mechanics. And even though it seems simple, it's a little deceptive. You have to figure out when to move your meeple, when to get new cards. You don't want to have your deck too big. There are a lot of things going on, even though it feels and looks simple.
The deck building aspect really drew me in because I always like to see how I can make this investment early on, and then later on, I'll just be flying through.
Part of the strategy in this game is getting the right cards, but also not overdoing it on the cards, because you can only draw 4 on your turn to play, unless you get a card that lets you draw a few more. But for the most part, you only have 4 cards that you can play. And if you have a really big deck, you may not get the cards you need when you need them. You just be drawing cards and discarding cards, drawing cards and discarding cards. So you really have to be efficient with which cards you get so that you draw them at the right time.
As we started playing, you hear the rules and it's like, okay, start here, end here. And you're like, okay, I know what I need to do, but I'm gonna try and see if I can do it my own way. So that's why I started trying to collect the really cool cards in the beginning. And then Juliana just beelined right towards it and just sprinted there. And I was like, I'll catch up to her. And I didn't.
Depending on which strategy you take, it could be good or bad depending on the deck that you have, because you can just go right for it, but then if you don't have the cards that allow you to go to the 3 machete space or the 2 paddle space later on, you may be stuck just drawing cards or trying to get there. Adversely, if you're just drawing cards at the beginning and you fall way behind, you may not be able to catch up like Lee thought he was going to be able to do, because again, you only have 4 cards on your turn. So even if you have a huge deck, it still may not work out for you.
Our gameplay just parallels the story of the tortoise and the hare. And yeah.
But in this time, the hare one.
Yeah, except that part, yeah.
Once we've started playing, the simplicity really helped me understand the theming of the game. It doesn't need to be complicated in order to play it and enjoy it. And even though the cards have that adventure novelty feel to it, as you're playing it, you kind of get into that spirit. Oh, it's kind of a race, and you kind of feel like that 90s, here we go kind of feel. And I really did start to enjoy the theming and everything about it. Even though when I first looked at it, I didn't like it. As I was playing and I got into it, everything kind of came together.
So overall, I went in not thinking I might not like the game that much, but I will say I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to play it again. I'll give it an 8.
Overall, I really fell in love with this game as I was playing it. When I first unboxed it, I wasn't really impressed, but then it grew on me, and now I'm going to give it a 9. I'm really happy with this game.
And Teresa gives it a 10.
And Juliana gives it a 9. And that was our review of The Quest for El Dorado.
What'd you think? Are you ready to put on your hiking boots and your fedoras and go on your own little journey to the lost city of El Dorado? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny.